Welcome to part 2 of our latest color analysis case study series client. In this video, you're going to find out whether she leans cool or warm, and we're going to move on to step 2 of color analysis, where we'll start the process around deciding whether she leans winter, summer, spring, or autumn. Spoiler alert, if you want to follow along with this case study, I recommend going back to my post of yesterday first and start from there, and then watch this video second. My case study series are all part of my Be Color-Wise umbrella, and in this series I'm showing you that within an accredited color analysis system where we're all doing the same color analysis checks with the correct colors, we arrive at the same result. And in my past case study series videos, there was no dispute in the comments about the result arrived at to date, and which is wonderful. Part of my Be Color-Wise series as well, I have developed checklists for you as a color analysis consumer or color analysis content viewer to sort of assess the different content and service providers that you see out there, because I understand there's conflicting information sometimes. So if you want access to those checklists, they're on or within my services menu on my website, and also in my Instagram highlights reel. I've seen your comments from the last video, and wow, we have a lot to talk about in this video, because she leans warm, and an overwhelming, like way overwhelming majority of you said cool, and I think I saw less than 3 comments where people were saying she leaned warm. I'm totally joking. She leans cool. Yay for so many of you seeing that. And I mean, no disrespect, by the way, for people who may have been thinking warm. Here's what I would say if you were thinking she leaned warms, is that perhaps you're confusing surface coloring with undertone. So she has quite a tan right now, which alters her surface coloring, which is a different thing to undertone. And when colors are worn that are in harmony with one's undertones, that's when the color analysis checks are passed. Also, color analysis isn't about blending with your surface coloring. So while the warm colors may blend with her surface coloring, they don't actually pass color analysis checks. And so unfortunately, if you saw warm, you're doing something opposite. And so what I would say, and what's said generally in color analysis training, is keep looking. And the reality is, and I say this with so much love, sometimes you may never see it. I'm terrible at math as an analogy. And so sometimes people just don't have an innate quality to see it. We're all beautifully unique. And again, I say that with so much love and respect for all of us here. Here's a look at the virtual sets of cool versus warm. Again, her jawline's more lifted, her skin's more smooth, even clear. You're more inclined to focus on her eyes first, everything else second. Over here her skin goes quite shadowed, patchy, bit jaundiced, heavy at jawline, the color swallowing her up. And then the same deal with this picture set. Lifted jawline, smoother skin, easier to focus on eyes first, everything else second. Here her skin goes shadowed, patchy, jaundiced, heavy at jawline, disconnection with color. And the same deal is happening in the in-person sets. There's a look at cool pink versus warm orange again as well. So she leans cool, which means then in step 2 of color analysis, we're moving on to look at the cool home seasons, which are winter versus summer. Color analysis is a process of elimination. And so step 2 is we're looking at what's better, not necessarily what is best. The best is determined in step 3. So just keep that in mind as you're reviewing the next picture sets. I also just want to add, color analysis isn't about the colors you may like. Winter colors are dark, bright, icy on the cool side of things. Summer colors are cool, light, smoky on the cool side of things. If you like cool smoky colors, don't be subjective when you're looking at the checks. And the same deal with the winter side of things. Don't be subjective when you're looking at the checks. If you're saying things like, oh, this color looks good on her, that's sort of subjective because perhaps other people out there don't think that color looks good on her. It really is about focusing on the checks, about is the skin less shadowed, brighter, more even, jawline lifted, things like that. And if you can see my other videos on what checks I do. Without further ado, here's a look at winter versus summer. You can pause this video as we move along. I'm starting with the virtual sets here. Here's a look at winter versus summer. Winter versus summer. I'm doing a few more here in this video to give you more things to look at, but just be aware at least 5 or more color comparisons are done at each step of color analysis. In the interest of time in this series, I only give you the colors that I think are easier. Now on to the in-person sets. Here's a look at winter versus summer. Winter versus summer. And winter versus summer. Comment below and share whether you think she leans winter or summer, and stay tuned to my next video where I'll share the answer and we will move on to step 3 of color analysis, where you'll find out her color analysis result. I'm also very pleased to announce that I have 2 more people on deck to participate in this series. I literally live in a bit of a community here in Panama, and like people are wanting to do this. So I love this series because on top of it showing you that when we all are doing the same thing, we see the same things, but it also shows you that in person and virtual, the same results are typically arrived at if you are signing up with somebody who sort of passes all the questions in my Be Color Wise series checklists. And I'm not trying to discredit anyone else here. I'm just saying that, eyes get developed through training and experience in whatever method somebody has chosen to use. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.